All right, we're back again with one of my favorite lower body primers, accessory lifts. This is a assisted Bulgarian split squat, we'll call it, okay? One of my favorite variations of the split squat. I originally picked this up in a physical therapy setting. One of the myriad of times I fucked my shit up. I went to PT, had some knee issues, some hip issues, some back issues, and this was the drill he used to correct it. And I loved it so much that I've used it in all of my programming since for lower body days. I have applications for squat days, as a primer or accessory, also deadlift days. So check it out. Here's the deal. Now, traditional split squats, if you have 1 foot forward and 1 foot back, the hips are gonna follow suit, right? So if you look at this hip capsule versus this hip capsule, my right hip is behind my left base, right? And that's fine. If I were to do a split squat in this setting, I'm gonna get a lot of quads, travel forward and back. I can travel straight up and down. Not a bad exercise, but here's a great way to improve it. I want you to use this adductor, so your lead adductor of your front leg, this is gonna connect to the hip, and I want you to use this muscle to bring the hips back to neutral, okay? So the thing we're gonna do is we're gonna shift all the weight. We're gonna bias our weight over the front foot first, so all the way over this front leg. We're gonna use this adductor to close that gap. As soon as I do that, I feel this glute turn on, is what we're after, okay? So I'll show you within the context of the bench now. Left foot forward, here's the assistance, all right? Left foot on this bench for balance. I'm gonna elevate my trail leg. All the weight's on this front foot, bias over the front foot, and I'm gonna close the gap. I'm gonna bring this posterior hips capsule, right side that's behind, I'm gonna bring it close so it's square with the front. And as soon as I do, I feel this glute. Now over this front foot, I'm gonna inhale, travel straight down like an elevator. All the weight's on this front foot, while holding on to that position with my adductor, and I'm gonna push straight through the floor. Inhale as I descend, exhale as I lift. We have a contralateral load dumbbell, which really only kind of assists in this process. So I'm actually kind of letting this dumbbell kind of pull me down and lead me into this split as I inhale, exhale, push to the floor. Check out the other side. Right hand on the bench for assistance. Not really pushing on here, just for balance. Bend my right leg, bias over the front foot. So if you look at me in space, here, 50-50, here's bias over the front foot. So this back leg is just suspended on this roller. Could be a bench, could be a box. And the majority of the weight's here on my front foot. Then I'm going to square up my hips by kind of sitting back into this glute as I bring this hip forward with this lead adductor. As soon as I do, I got this glute. Now that's gonna contribute to this, along with the adductor, abductor, hamstring, and quad. Whereas if we're shifted, it tends to be just quad, right? So we're getting a lot more contribution from the other leg tissue. Nice rotation, bias over the front leg. I'm gonna inhale as I come down. Cue that I use a lot with people when I'm coaching this. If this front foot was on a scale, I'd want it to read 300 pounds. I want you to put all the pressure through this foot. Big toe pressure, outside border and heel. Nice inhale, exhale and push. Inhale as you come down, nice exhale and push. I like implementing tempo with those so you can really feel and milk every inch of that eccentric. Really want you to feel tension being created as you lengthen all of these tissues as you descend over that front foot. I'm telling you guys, if you can nail that hip position, these are sweet. You're gonna wanna add these in to the majority, if not all your squat days. Can be used as a primer to get all these tissues working together so they can contribute to the squat, or as an accessory afterwards. For deadlift days, more hinge dominant days, you can do the same shit, same cues with a lead leg elevated. So trail leg elevated for arguably more quad flexion and extension. Whereas if I come over here to this setup, this shoulder bench works great because I have a little bit of elevation. Elevate my lead leg. There's my assistance, same shift. And now with my front leg elevated, I should have access to more hip flexion, which will give me more work in this front hip. Still adductor, still hamstring, but same context. And usually because of the lift, I'll come up on this leg because again, all the weight is on that front foot. Small drop step, inhale, feed that front foot, feed that front foot, feed that front foot. Exhale and come up. Other side looks like this. Left hand forward, right leg back, bias over the front leg, little shift, rotation in the hips to come back to neutral. I can feel glute, I can feel adductor. Check those boxes. Straight down like an elevator over this front leg. Nice exhale. Inhale as I come down. Let that dumbbell lead. Lead, 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 lead. All the way through that left foot, guys. So we have trail leg elevated assisted splits and lead leg elevated assisted splits, and that's how I want you to do them. Enjoy, guys.